I didn't want this to be a bandwagoning of hate towards Chrono Odyssey. I understand. There's a lot of rhetoric and a lot of negativity going on about Chrono Odyssey, and I understand that some people just like to do it to milk views, and other people like to do it just to join on the bandwagon and have the right opinion just to feel validated by other people. I understand. Now, let me preface this. I had fun with the game. In fact, I think the game could be something that I could sink a lot of time into. However, it needs work. It's a play test, all right? When you're testing something, you're trying to either gather information or test the person that is playing or is taking the test itself. When we are talking about a play test, a beta test, these are copies sent over to players in order to find information and find how the game resonates with the audience. Of course, I do not want this game to fail, but criticism is necessary to propel a game forward. And there's a lot of criticism to be had here, unfortunately. There's a lot. How should I begin? Let's start with combat, with the game itself. So we have a very select few servers available for the game. Now the problem with that is that these servers are set in Asia. When I join the server with the best ping for me, unfortunately, I still have over 100 ms. What does this mean? It means that when I press shift, the dodge button, my character will dodge 0.5 to almost a full second after. No good. So because of that, I had to learn the attack patterns of enemies and try to guess when they would start attacking in order to dodge effectively. This led me to dying a lot. On top of that, the game's animations are lackluster. It's either under-animated or it's inaccurate with 1, its hitboxes, and 2, with its hit registration. When I'm dodging, and I still get hit, I'm going to feel like the game is unfair, and that's going to make my experience worse. However, looking past all of these problems, I did enjoy the game and I could see the potential of the game, but potential can only take you so far when you can't even play the game itself. That's my next point. The game itself is very poorly optimized. You are unable to walk around properly unless you're stuttering constantly. I don't have a bad computer. It's probably high mid-range, possibly high range computer. And the computer is running at 50 frames per second on a good day. Every other time, I only had 30 to 40 frames per second with huge, massive dips to like 2 frames per second, constant stuttering, and even freezing. The game is very unoptimized, and the game stutters, freezes, and my frame rates are terrible. This has affected all 13 to 14 hours of my playthrough. So dealing with that on top of the clunky combat was it was annoying. It was annoying. In fact, I'm pretty sure most people would have broken their desks. But I view myself as sort of a patient person, so I was able to look past it and try to give the game a fair chance. However, I couldn't even get far ahead in the game because I just don't want to. I don't want to go far to the end game and show you guys what the end game looks like because I don't want to, unfortunately. It's a hassle. Because what if I'm late game into a really important boss and the game stutters, or the frames drop, or I dodge, but I dodged too late, or I do dodge on time, but the hitboxes are messed up and I still get hit and then I die and then I have to do it all over again. I don't want to deal with all of these issues later on in the late. So I'm just gonna give it a review. I'm just gonna give my take on the game. On top of that, the game doesn't do a good job of teaching you the systems. It does teach you leveling. It does teach you basic travel, and it does show you the lore of the game as well as a few things here and there. It teaches you movement, it teaches you how to get on your mount, It teaches you some things, but other things are left to be discovered, like armor, weapons, alchemy, and processing. These 4 systems are not taught to you at all whatsoever. Making weapons and armor and potions are extremely important for a game like this. And you have to go out of your way to get a side quest just to learn these systems properly. Not even a tutorial. It's not even part of the tutorial. So, and it took me a YouTube video that I found 3 hours, probably 3 hours, yeah, 1 to 3 hours in the game. The very next day, I look in the morning, I see somebody played the game, I watch the video, and I find out there's these systems, and I'm like, wow, I need to find that. So once I make it to the main hub, the main village that you go to, the first one, the first main village that you go to, I immediately looked for these systems, and they don't tell you, they don't easily point it out. You can find it, yes, but any player could mistakenly walk past the entire village and be with no armor, lackluster weapons, and a very limited amount of health potions to go into a world where the enemies are actually pretty overly leveled. And I don't mean overly leveled to the point where it's a problem. I'm pretty sure any competent player could go through it and level up properly. However, for the less competent player, this can be a problem. They will die repeatedly, and I'm pretty sure it will give them a negative experience for the game. I don't mean to dumb down the game, but I do mean that there needs to be a proper tutorial for these systems, a proper introduction and teaching of these systems. Because if the systems are not explained to you in an intuitive way, in an interactive way, then the game is doing a bad job of setting you up for success. In fact, you are being set up to fail with this game. The quests itself were pretty fun. I had a lot of fun with the quests. Some characters were fun to read. I kind of skipped over other characters because I didn't really care too much. One quest was really sad, another quest was extremely ridiculous. I personally enjoyed those 2 quests. I found a toad that I could feed a carp to, which was pretty interesting. And the systems themselves, like let's say fishing, it's intuitive, it's easy, but it's not interactive. In fact, none of these resource gathering, I don't know what to call them, animations, none of the resource gathering is interactive at all. And personally, in my opinion, I kind of want every bit and piece to be interactive. I don't want to just sit around watching a bar fill up or deplete. I don't want to do that. It's one of my least favorite things to do, and I understand that sometimes comes with MMOs. The grinding, the watching bars, I'm sorry, but I need a game to respect my time. If there's a system that I have to just watch in order to gather a resource to progress the game, I'm going to immediately feel bored. I'm going to be bored. It's too much idleness. I'm not interacted with. And that's not to say that a game needs to be short, that a game needs to have action every step of the way. I support, let's put an example, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. The game is a slow start, but it's got a lot of personality and it's got a lot of interactivity. Schedule 1. It's also a slow start, but right from the get-go, you have interactivity with the drug making. You are a part of the process every step of the way. This game, fishing, resource gathering, Chrono Odyssey, resource gathering, fishing, gathering all of these resources, it's a chore. And I don't think a game should be like that. The combat needs work. The animations need a lot of work. I've died to bad animations a lot. I've died to bad hitboxes, a lot. And the game, in my opinion, just needs more time to develop. A lot of people say 2 years more of development. I don't know what that means. I don't know if it's actually 2 years, or 5 years, or maybe 6 months. I don't know what it takes to make a game, but what I do know is that it definitely needs more time in the oven. There's a lot of bad press about the company behind this game, and I'm not going to get into that. If you do want to inform yourself, I urge you to look into the developers of Chrono Odyssey, because they do have a very shoddy history of game development. It's shoddy. Unfortunately, Unreal Engine 5 in this game makes it worse. It's unoptimized. The frame rates are not there, especially when I'm playing on the lowest settings. The systems aren't explained, and they're very basic. All of the systems in this game are a mishmash of everything you've seen before, so it doesn't do anything innovative or new. The resource gathering is lackluster and basic and boring. The combat has potential to be very interactive and fun, but unfortunately, it's got a lot of problems and needs tons of polishing. That's my opinion on the game. And those are the most important points of the game. What about the lore? The lore is interesting, but I don't care too much about the lore. To me, story is secondary to the game. If a game isn't fun, what makes you think I want to stick around for the story? I'm not here to watch a movie. I'm here to press buttons. Anyway, that's my take on the game. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave a comment down below if you want me to play any other games, Wuthering Waves, Zenless Zone Zero, Warframe, whatever it may be, whatever you want me to play, I will play it. And please leave a comment down below if there's any type of content you would like to see, or if there's any other type of, or if there's any way that I can improve my videos. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.